Hey there, this is Ray with Ray's Guide, and we're going to be looking today at the MISC Starfarer. This is a ship that has got to be the most confusing ship in the entire verse. It seems like they're just trying to make it complicated. But even if you never own one, still seem to be all the time having to crawl around in one anyhow to find some recorder or recover some box or something, or just scare off some mercenaries trying to shoot your hide. So I'm going to show you how to get through this thing. But every time I've tried to do a tour of the Starfarer, it just gets so confusing because there's so many different routes around everything. So instead, I'm going to just handle this by going through the ship one deck at a time. Because there are 4 decks to the Starfarer, and each one is very different than the other ones, and there is no single way of getting up and down through all 4 of them. Each one goes only from one deck to the next deck. So down here at the back of the ship, there's a ramp, which is about the only way to get into the ship, if it's in a normal state. And that takes you to the lowest most deck, which is what I call the cargo deck. Now, the cargo deck has opposite of the ramp has this room, which is a little EVA room with a hatch out the bottom of the ship. And then it has the only way that there is to get up to the second deck, short of, floating up there in 0G. And that is this stairway that's in the back right corner, back starboard corner. It takes you all the way up along the edge to the upper right-hand corner of the second deck. Now, the second deck I call the gallery deck because it's dominated by this gallery that goes all around the cargo area. Now, the gallery probably isn't the most important thing in this, but as they say, it holds the whole room together, so I call it the gallery deck. Now to the aft of the gallery, there's a door that takes you to the refinery catwalk. And out here is where the ships actually come up to get refueled by the Starfarer. And then forward around the gallery, exactly opposite of the refinery catwalk, is the entrance to the bridge, which goes through a room that has 6 escape pods and a lot of places for storing things before you get the actual bridge, which has 5 seats total. Now, from the gallery level to the level above, there are 4 different ways of going. The first is that there are 2 lifts on each side of the refinery catwalk, both of them going up to the next level. And then you got a ladder at the one corner of the gallery that goes up to a service crawlway on the level above. And then the main way to get to the next ladder is opposite of that. On the opposite side, there is in the hallway there a stairway that goes up and with a turn that takes you up to the next level. I call the third level of this ship the engineering level because it's where I got all these engines. Now, the engineering level is shaped like a ladder. There's 2 long parallel hallways that go the whole length of the ship. Now, at the back end of these hallways, near the aft, is the entrance to the 2 turrets. Both of them go underneath the ship and cover the rear and the sides and the bottom area of the ship. And then all the way to the other end of the ship, at the forward, there's a pair of lifts, each one of which also has a ladder in case the power goes out. Midships, you can duck down into these little service corridors that parallel the main corridor or out to the outboard. These are all in this scary red light because, when you're servicing things, color rendition doesn't really matter. But on the one on the starboard side, there is the ladder that came up from the gallery from the level below, and the same also has a ladder up to the 4th level. Now, there's ways to cross over from one of the long hallways to the other. There's this hallway here. There's this route around this ugly-looking piece of machinery. But this third piece of machinery you sometimes see through window, it's a dead end, so it will not be a way to get across. So from the engineering deck up to the 4th deck, there are, again, 3 ways of doing it. There are the lifts at the ends of the hallways. Each of those has a backup ladder, as I said. And then there is, in that starboard service corridor, just as there was the ladder that came up from the gallery deck, there is a ladder that goes up to the crew deck. Now, the thing that distinguishes the crew deck is that everything is this satin stainless steel, as if that makes it look homey, which it certainly doesn't. Now, the crew deck has a central hub with areas going out from it. One of those areas is access to the top turret. The other is the hallways from the 2 lifts with the stairs back up we talked about. A third is the hallway that goes to that service ladder. There's also the crew bunk room. And then through this door, there is sort of a crew mess hall, although it's missing tables and chairs. And then that mess hall connects to the captain's quarters, including the captain's bed, with the most ridiculous bedspread I ever seen. It seems that all Starfarer captains are repressed 4-year-olds. And hopefully that makes clear to you the 4 decks of the Starfarer and how to get from one to the other. It's a confusing ship. I think they make it intentionally confusing. But if you stop and think about it, deck by deck, and connections between those decks, you can get your way around without getting lost so easy. Which brings me to, out of context, our giveaway for 1,000 subscribers, which we are about halfway there, and 4,000 watch hours, which we are about 15% there. When we reach those targets, we'll be giving away an RSI Scorpius. All you need to do is be a subscriber and comment to each of the videos using the secret word. And the secret word in this video is, what was the thing down the second deck that Ray said held the whole thing together? Good luck. This is Ray with the Ray's Guide.